You know when I said I had so many priority books, I was going to split it between traditional pub and self-pub? Well, I was looking at all the self-pub, and now that's going to be split between physical and ebook, because there's a lot. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to be talking about some more priority books for 2023, a list that's getting much too long, much too quickly, but focusing on self-pub, and this is specifically going to be the physical ones. I'll be doing a separate one for the ebooks coming up because there's quite a few, and so I have here, in no particular order, but 10 specific physical copies I have that I am going to be focusing on. So this includes both review copies and just copies I have otherwise, starting with the Tome of Heron by Damian Francis. So this one I'm actually reading right now. So I actually know a bit more of the others. I don't know a ton about since I often go more in blind. But this starts out seeming like it's going to be kind of traditional hero's journey, chosen one kind of tropes. But right off the bat does it in some interesting ways and shows you that it's not quite what it seems, and also seems to be doing some focusing on some of the other characters as well, who are also going through their own individual journeys. I'm a decent chunk in. I think I'm almost like a third of the way through or so. This is a long book. But I'm enjoying this so far. It's been good and interesting, and like I said, just doing some different things, has some different twists that I appreciate getting in a book that's doing kind of a classic style. So I like a lot of classic style fantasy. I like some of those tropes, but they have to be done well, and you have to add something to it. And so far, so good. And then next up, we have, and this is, I'm just counting this as one because the series, we have Becoming a Druid and To Speak with Elders. This is also a review copy sent by the author, which Tome of Heron was, if I didn't mention. This is, what's this series even called? The Protectors of Pratani. And so I know the first one, character wants to become a druid, has for a long time, and he's almost there, and then some big accident happens, and now he's been turned on by all of them. So I think Andrew read this first one, and told me it was pretty good too. But these also, since they were sent to me by the author, are high on the list. We got some more review and review-ish copies in here as well, and some others. Next up, Wistful Ascending by J.C.M. Byrne. So I've been hearing a ton about this on Discord, especially. And it's supposed to be kind of like a superhero-esque space opera, which sounds super interesting. But I know people have been really enjoying this, and it's supposed to be just kind of a cool, really fun romp. This one I'm counting as a review copy because the author bought it for me off my wish list, but it wasn't like directly like, hey, do you want to review this? So but still kind of counting on this one too. Another one that's not too terribly long, so hoping to get through. But yeah, I'm excited to get to these because I've been hearing about them. So I know several people have been telling me to get to it as well. So I'm definitely going to be working on that one also. And then we have this trilogy, which, at least the first one I want to get to probably before too long, but the Nicholas Raven and the Wizards Web Trilogy. These were also sent to me by the author, Thomas Pristopnik. And this is supposed to be kind of one novel in 3 volumes, so pretty long. And I know it's supposed to be really like inspired by Lord of the Rings, but it sounds like it's kind of different as well. With it. So we're starting with like a young character, I think, doing kind of a hero's journey with it as well. And it's supposed to be, from the sound of it and from the way the author wrote it, it sounds like it'll be a pretty interesting time and the Wizard's Web being like just kind of tangled web the character has to go through. So interested to get to that guy as well. Now the next one, I'm counting it physical because it's on the way. I don't have it quite yet, but is A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart, which I keep telling myself I need to not like take any more review copies because I have too many and I have a bunch I still need to get to. But I'd heard a lot about this one. This one was recommended to me as being just like a really good kind of classic style, expansive, I've heard this one's not actually as like slow burn as some of the others that I like in that vein, but supposed to fit my taste really well. And then happened to, on a live show that the author was at, they offered to send me one. So I'm like, okay, I can't say no to that. It's one I've been really interested in, and so I'm excited to get to that one as well. And then next up, I'm gonna grab the next stack here. We've got a couple of these also are going to be in a book haul that's coming out very shortly, but it hasn't yet. So some of these I haven't even shown yet, but we Men of Ashen Shadow, and this one Andrew had sent me for the holidays, and so this is supposed to be like a basically a retired or not retired, I'm sorry. Basically somebody's trying to like redeem themselves through the service of tracking down criminals. It was a former soldier, and it's supposed to be kind of really like I think it's considered a gas lamp type of fantasy with that kind of time period, and then ends up taking someone under his wing, but then gets involved in things that get a lot bigger going from there. So there's that one. This one, I'm pretty sure somebody sent me. It might have also been Andrew, but I don't remember. But I know he loved this book, The Cruel Gods by Trudy Skies. I was trying to mix the two together. And this one takes place in a city where there's very active and very cruel gods, and then kind of a conspiracy going on with that. But sounds interesting. Sounds like it's mostly focused around that city, but with quite a lot going on, and has a really cool cover too. So it sounds like another interesting one. One that's been on my list for a long time, and was going to be on the ebook list until I actually got around the holidays. Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman. And so this is one I've been meaning to get to for quite a long time. I've had the ebook. And this one is supposed to be, basically, it's in the setting, witches are hunted down, and just, they try to kill all of them off. And there's somebody who's joined the witch hunters who's trying to, like, take down that organization from the inside. So sounds pretty interesting there as well. We have Of Honey and Wildfires by Sarah Chorn. This is also one that was somebody had sent. A couple of these I think were from Wiser, and so that's where they came from. This is supposed to be, I think, one of the kind of fantasy western type things, where like it's a scouting expedition, but then there's a kidnapping and some other things going on. And I know this is another one that Andrew has spoken really highly of. Most of the self-pub that ends up going on my wish list, or like that I want to read, things I hear about from Andrew is a big chunk of them, because he reads so much self-pub, and then just things I hear around Discord. And then what I've had for a while, and I've been really meaning to read more of Michael R. Fletcher, and I have Beyond Redemption, which is not technically self-pub, so that's why I'm including this one for the list, although I'm going to read that one too. Ghosts of Tomorrow. And this one I feel like is, you can just read the tagline here, and I think it tells you about what you need to know about this one, which is, the children are the future, and someone is turning them into highly trained killing machines. Just seems like this is going to be kind of a wild and crazy Fletcher book, which I've come to expect from what I know about a lot of his other books as well. So really interested to get to that and just read more Fletcher in general. And then finally, we have Rise of the Ranger, the first book in the Echo Saga by Philip C. Quantrell. This is supposed to be, like very, very classic fantasy. I get all of these books from Andrew, so if there's more than 5, I have the first 5 at least. But I know this has elves and other things in it, and sounds like it's supposed to be just like a very classic fantasy inspired type of series as well. So that's definitely on the list to get to also. So those are 10 priority series that I'm hoping I'm hoping to get through as many of these as possible. As you saw from my priority books and series, I have a ton of stuff I want to get read this year. Obviously, it's not all going to happen, but the things that I'm putting in these videos and then the ebook one coming up are all ones I am going to try to make sure that I get to at some point this year. So ones I really want to get to. So if you want to see what all the ebook ones are, because there's, once again, it was really not difficult to find 10 self-pub ebooks of books that I really do want to read. So if you want to see that list as well, make sure to check that one. That'll be coming out next week. Same time, same place, different format of books. So, yeah, let me know that if you've read any of these, or if any of these are ones that you really want to read. Always interested to hear more, and I am absolutely open to convincing which ones I should read first, because I know most of these, I think, are at least fairly popular or well-known. And so I know a lot of people will probably have preferences. I usually try to get to the review copy sooner, but definitely let me know which ones you specifically recommend, or which ones you liked or read or want to read, and all that kind of stuff. That's it for this one, though. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizardly Do a Discord if you want to chat books, whether these books, other books, any books, really anything at all. It is a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you. And, of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.